Hello, Tim here. Welcome to my channel. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to show you a little something that I've been working on to honor that day and carving, do a little carving of a shamrock. And I would start with an inspiration piece. This is a shillelagh that I got in Ireland a number of years ago. This is a short one that you would carry with you as a weapon or means of defense. Longer ones are used for canes, and on this here is a little shamrock that was printed on here. It's just a souvenir piece. It's not meant as anything other than that. So I already did a stamp like this, and I started with the dowel rod that is cherry, and cherry holds it's a little tougher to carve, but it holds a nice edge, clean edge, and I have it long here, and when I'm done I'll cut it off the length about 3 inches, and I'll show you what I can do with that. Now this shamrock, this is a 3-leaf shamrock. I'm going to do a 4-leaf shamrock or a 4-leaf clover and show you the steps I take to go through with that. And all I got here is a couple of knives. I drew the lines on here already, starting out by doing like a plus sign, like this. And then it's like 4 hearts. And that's all there's to it. There's 3 hearts here that with a stem. And that's your typical shamrock. This is going to be a 4-leaf clover. And starting with this knife here, you just make your cuts in. So I'm going to go all the way around. Do that first. And if you don't have a stick like this, get yourself a potato. That's pretty Irish too, so you can carve a potato and do the same thing. Or a bar of Irish Spring soap. Wood will last longer. I got the initial cuts done. Now this is a little trickier because you got to come into the end grain. But I'm going to do the separation between the leaves this way. You don't have to go in too deep, but you got to go in deep enough that when you do a print from it, you're getting just the leaves and not background or something like that. But the beauty of it is you can do a test print, and if it needs to come out, more has to come off, you can do that later. And the reason I keep it long here, like I said, is just so for safety I can cut it off later, but it's nice to have something a little bit longer to hang on to. Now I'm going to round up the ends, the top part here. It's okay if it's not perfectly symmetric either. It kind of adds a little character to it. Now I'm going to come in the middle of each leaf here, make a little V cut. When doing stuff like this, I recommend going completely around and then come back with your next thing rather than completing one whole leaf and then going to the next leaf. That way, if you need to adjust something, you can. Sometimes it's just good to have two knives in case one gets dull, and you can switch them off. This one, I can get into a little finer detail. Things like this don't take a big shop to do. You can do this sitting by a fireside or while you're camping, just pick up a stick and whittle something like this. But what's fun about it is with young kids and having them, if they're comfortable working with a knife or you're comfortable with them working with a knife, then they can do their own. I'm about ready to give it a test here. I'm not going to remove all the pencil lines. That part doesn't matter. Let's clean up the center here a little bit. So this is a 4-leaf. I don't know if a 4-leaf is a shamrock or not, or if it's one of those. I don't know what the lore is about these things. That old song that I'm looking over a 4-leaf clover. I'm not sure. It's like something lucky to find, or if it's a rarity. But 4-leaf clover. Now there's a couple things you can do. This is just modeling clay, and I kind of did this after the fact just to see what would happen. There it is. I think it's pretty good. Here's the 3-leaf clover, Shamrock. So there's the 3-leaf one. So here's what's fun with the clay. So I did that with this one, and this is a little shamrock that I cast in plaster. When I made the plaster one, I just mixed a little of the same paint in the wet plaster, and when that was all dried, I took that apart and I painted the shamrock with this interference paint, which gives it that more of a highlight. But that's not the focus of this particular thing. This is more what I was doing. That was just kind of an afterthought to mess around with that stuff. So you need a brayer, which is used for printing, and that spreads out your paint or ink, whatever you're going to use, a little bit more so that you're not getting a big glob on there. An ink pad might work too. I don't know. I don't have one, but so that's that one. Let's try this. It's the 4-leaf one. So which one do you like better? And that's it. I'm sure a regular ink pad would work too. This is a little thicker and might work well on some surfaces. I mean, it's getting a little dry now. I need more paint on there. Hope this is kind of a fun little diversion for you. If you want to give it a go, give it a try. And thanks for watching. Please subscribe and give a thumbs up if you would. And happy St. Patrick's Day, and we'll see you next time.